Welcome to part 2 of vector multiplication. Now in part 1 we were dealing with dot product. So in part 2 we will be dealing with cross product and including all the doubts for sign inversion, sign convention. All the doubts will be cleared using graphics and animation. So this is for classes 11 and 12, vector multiplication, cross product. This is part 2. Now one of the confusions which most students have doing a cross product is the question of signs, when to put plus sign and when to put minus sign. Because it is non-commutative, I into j is not equal to j into I into j is negative of j into I. So when to put the minus sign and when to put the plus sign, there is a confusion for new students. So here is a simple trick to remember. First of all, you need a triangle. The name of the triangle should be IJK. I on the top, J on the left side and K on the right side. So first we draw the triangle and then let us see how we can make the sign convention more scientific so that you never make a mistake in sign convention. Now place the vector names, that is I, J, K at the corners of the triangle. Now product of any two vertices gives the third vertex. That means if you multiply I and J, you will get K. If you multiply J and K, you will get I. And if you multiply K and I, you will get J. So multiplying any two vertices will give you the third vertex of the triangle. But the sign convention which we are talking about, moving anti-clockwise gives positive, moving clockwise gives negative. See the animation. If you are moving anti-clockwise like I into J or J into K or K into I, you will get positive. And if you are moving clockwise I into K, K into J or J into I, you will get negative. So this is the same convention as we see in trigonometry. In trigonometry, the radius vector, the generating line, if it moves anti-clockwise, the angle is positive, and if it moves clockwise, then angle is negative. Anti-clockwise rotation gives positive angle and clockwise rotation gives negative angle. Here we are following the same convention. If you are moving anti-clockwise like I into J or J into K or K into I, you will get positive. And if you are moving clockwise like I into K or K into J or J into I, you will get negative. See the rotating line and you can see which one is anti-clockwise, which one is clockwise, and as usual multiplying any two vertices will give you the third vertex. But if you are moving anti-clockwise I into J, then the third vertex K will be positive. J into K anti-clockwise, the third vertex I will be positive. K into I anti-clockwise, the third vertex J will be positive. But I into K clockwise, I into K, the third vertex J will be negative. K into J clockwise, K into J, then the third vertex I will be negative, and so on. We will illustrate this more in the subsequent slides, but this is a basic convention. Anti-clockwise, if you move, you will get a positive one, and clockwise, if you move, you will get a negative one. But the product of any two vertices is the third vertex. Now we are illustrating vector multiplication, cross product. Although this is a bit longer method, it is a time consuming method. You will not be doing this method. We will give you later a shorter method. There is a shortcut method, but why it is important is you will realize the reason and you will realize the sign convention. So in order to understand the sign convention, it is important to do it step by step, but in actual practice you will not be following this method, you will be following some other method. So here we have two vectors, 3i, 4j, 5k all positive, then minus 6i, plus 8j and plus 10k. Now we are going to multiply. Now this cross product. In dot product we multiplied only I into I j into j and k into k, but this is a cross product, so every term should be multiplied with every other term. So first we multiply. Again we tell you there is a shorter method, but this is important for you to realize how it works, why it works, the inside of it, in order to understand the actual actual vector methods. So it is important for you to realize it. That's why we are giving you this long method. So understand it step by step, then we'll give you the shortcut method. So first of all, 3i into 6i. Now 3 into 6 is 18, I into I is I square, but I square is 0. I square is 0, j square is 0, k square is 0. So ultimately we put a 0. Just put a 0 because I into I is I square. So 6 into 3, 18, that does not matter. Just put a 0. Next we have 3i into 8j. So 3i into 8j, 3 into 8, 24. That's okay. Plus 3 into plus 8 plus 24. But then we have I into j, whether it will be positive or negative. Now look at the animation. The arrow is moving anti-clockwise. I to j, it is moving anti-clockwise. Look at the red arrow, not the black arrow. Look at the red arrow. Now it is moving anti-clockwise, so it will be positive. I into j, because it is anti-clockwise, see the red arrow animation, so it is positive, so it is plus k. So we get 24 ij, and ij is k, multiplying any two vertices gives you the third vertex. I into j will be k and plus k, because we are moving I to j anti-clockwise. So we have got plus 24k. We have got plus 24k. We write it in the position of the k column, plus 24k. Now next we will multiply 3i and 10k. Next we will multiply 3 into 10 is plus 30 and I into k. Now I into k is, you are moving clockwise. See the red arrow animation. I into k, you are moving clockwise. So I into k will give you minus j. Multiplying any two vertices gives you the third vertex. But here you are moving clockwise, so it will give you minus j. So you get minus 30j. 30 ik, I into k is minus j, so you get minus 30j. So minus 30j you put in the j column, and now we can proceed with the next step in multiplication. Now next we are multiplying 4j into minus 6i. Now 4 into minus 6 minus 24. Now j into I, look at the red arrow animation. The red arrow animation, j to I, you are moving clockwise. So clockwise means negative. So you will get minus k. Multiplying any two vertices gives you the third vertex. But because you are moving clockwise, so j into I gives you minus k. So minus 24 into minus k, that is plus 24k. So write plus 24k in the column for k. Then we will proceed with the next step. The next part is easy because you are multiplying j into j. So 4 into 8, 32, but that makes no difference. J into j is j square. J square is 0. I square is 0, j square is 0, k square is 0. So here j into j is j square, which is 0. So the magnitude 32 does not matter. Put a 0 under j column. Next we are multiplying plus 4j and plus 10k. So plus 4 into plus 10 plus 40, that's the magnitude. J into k, look at the animation, red arrow. J into k, you are moving in the anti-clockwise direction, j to k. So it will be plus I. Because you are moving anti-clockwise, j into k will be plus I. So you get plus 40i. So put plus 40i and the column for I, and then we proceed with the next step in multiplication. Next we have to multiply plus 5k and minus 6i. So plus 5 into minus 6 minus 30. Now k into I, look at the red arrow animation. K into I will give you plus j because you are moving in the anti-clockwise direction, right? K into I. So you are moving in the anti-clockwise direction, so you will get positive j plus j, and the magnitude was minus 30. So minus 30 into plus j, that is minus 30j. So put minus 30j under the j column, and then we proceed with the next step in the multiplication. Next we have plus 5k into plus 8j. So plus 5 into plus 8 will be plus 40, but k into j, see the animation, red arrow, we are moving in the clockwise direction, k into j, so it will give you minus I. Moving clockwise direction k to j, you will get minus I. So the magnitude was plus 40, and then we got minus I, so we get minus 40i. So put minus 40i under the I column, and then the last step in multiplication, and then we will add the partial products. Now the last step, again easy because you are multiplying k with k. Plus 5 into plus 10 plus 50, then k into k square is 0. I square, j square, k square, these are zeros. So just put a 0 in the k column. Now we will add the partial products. Now we add the three rows, column wise of course. So in the first column, plus 40i and minus 40i will cancel each other, we will get 0i. Next, minus 30j and minus 30j, that is minus 60j, and third column plus 24k and plus 24k plus 48k. So we get 0i minus 60j plus 48k. So that is the product, but as we told you, we will give you a shorter method. So we illustrated the step-by-step multiplication so that you get an insight into how cross products are formed. Why we put plus sign, why we put minus sign, how I into j becomes k, how j into I becomes minus k. So in order to illustrate this one, to get your concept clear, we did the step-by-step multiplication. But in actual practice, we have a very shortcut method using what we call determinant. Don't worry if you don't know the meaning of determinant, it is very easy. We will tell you the shortcut method and illustrate using the same two vectors, and you will see that we get the same answer. And then we have just one or two things, and then you will be mastering the basic concepts of cross product. Now regarding the shortcut method, now we write down the vectors one under the other as follows. Now for I, we have blocked the I part, see the red rectangle, we have blocked the I column. Why? Because I into I is I square, which is 0, right? I into I is going to give you I square, which is 0, so you do not need that one. We need only the other two, j and k. Now cross multiply in the direction. One we have shown by red arrow, one we have shown by black arrow, always from top to bottom, that is plus 4j into plus 10k, that is a product by red arrow, and plus 5k into plus 8j, that is a product by black arrow. Now don't worry about I and j and k, just take the magnitude. Product by red arrow is plus 40, plus 4 into plus 10, and the product by black arrow is plus 40 plus 5 into plus 8. So subtract this, 40 minus 40 is 0, so you get 0i. The I we have blocked, but the answer will be I. So block the I column and cross multiply as we have shown. The final result will be product by red arrow minus product by black arrow. Here we are getting 40 actually, plus 40 and plus 40, so when we subtract we get 0, so 0i. Next for j, so block the j column, we have shown it by a red rectangle, we omit the j column. Now again product by red arrow minus product by black arrow. Product by red arrow plus 3 into plus 10 plus 30, product by black arrow plus 5 into minus 6 minus 30, but this time we have to put a minus sign outside. So the negative of product by red arrow minus product by black arrow, that is a negative of plus 30 minus minus 30, so it will give you minus 60. So we put minus 60j, right? We have to put a minus sign only for j, not for I, not for k, only for j. You got an extra minus sign. So the negative of the difference between the two products, so you get minus 60j. And now the last step, k. So block the k column, see the red rectangle, omit the k column. Now we get product by red arrow minus product by black arrow, always from left to right. So what we get, plus 3 into plus 8, the red arrow, plus 24, plus 4 into minus k, the black arrow, minus 24. So when we subtract plus 24, subtract minus 24, we get plus 48k. So the final result will be 0i minus 60j plus 48k, which can also be written as 0 comma minus 60 comma 48. And this was the same result we got earlier. So we can see that this is a shortcut way of multiplying quickly, but that step by step was important to give you the inside visualization of how it works. Now we have only one or two things left, and after that you will have mastered the cross multiplication of vectors. So after the multiplication of vectors, now we will be doing about the angle between vectors. Now what was the first vector? 3, 4, 5. So what will be the absolute magnitude of the first vector? Square root of 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square, that is 5 root 2 units. The second vector, minus 6, 8, 10. So the absolute magnitude will be square root of 6 square plus 8 square plus 10 square, that will be 10 root 2. So if you multiply the absolute magnitude of vector 1 and absolute magnitude of vector 2, you will get 100. 5 root 2 into 10 root 2, 5 into 10 is 50, root 2 into root 2 is 2, so you get 100 units as the absolute magnitude of vector 1 and vector 2 multiplied. Now cross product, what we got was 0 minus 60, 48, that is 0i minus 60j plus 48k. So the absolute magnitude of this product will be square root of 0 square plus 60 square plus 48 square, which is giving you 76.8. You can check it with a calculator. 76.8. So sin theta will be the ratio of these two, that is the absolute magnitude of the product divided by the product of the absolute magnitude of individual vectors. On the numerator we are taking the absolute magnitude of the cross product, and in the denominator we are taking the product of individual absolute magnitudes of the two vectors. So we get 76.8 by 100, that is 0.768, and using a table or a calculator, if you can find the sine inverse, you will get 50.17 degrees approximately. This is the angle between the vectors. So the angle between the vectors is sine theta equal to absolute magnitude of the cross product by absolute magnitude of individual vectors, the multiplication, that is absolute magnitude of v1 into v2 cross product divided by absolute magnitude of first vector into absolute magnitude of second vector. And sine theta, in dot product we were using cos theta, remember, in dot product we were using cos theta, and this is sine theta. So here we have sine theta, that is cross product, and there we had cos theta in dot product. This is important. Dot product always use cos theta, cross product always use sine theta. So we got the sine theta, then taking sine inverse, we got 50.17 degrees as the angle between the vectors. So this is how we calculate the angle between two vectors. So that was our video on cross product. That is part 2, and part 1 we had dot product. And if you want that video, if you have missed that video, you can get the link in the description box. So after this, you should be having a firm grasp on the vector, both dot product and cross product. Now, if you need any videos on any specific topic from class 1 to class 12, it may be physics or chemistry or biology or mathematics or even English grammar, you can always write to us. And remember that all our videos are absolutely free of charge. All the videos are free. You can write for specific videos on any topic on English grammar or on physics, on chemistry, on biology, on mathematics. So with these two videos, you should be having a very firm grasp on the fundamentals of vectors, both dot product and cross product. So we'll meet again. Till then, thank you and goodbye.